Well, this is what everyone's playing for. The WDSL trophy for the champions. Carlos Del Rio here with
Simon Morgan.
Simon Morgan.
Thanks for your company again.
Keeping me company and keeping everyone company tonight, talking about round 12 of the Warrnambool District Soccer League. Man, where those 12 weeks go, eh?
Too quickly.
Too quickly?
Some will say too quickly, some will say not quick enough, some will say, I wish we had a few more rounds because we can smell a certain position.
We can.
More on that later.
12 rounds. This is the round where players were looking not to get booked again. Interestingly enough, there were a few bookings, so it's going to play a little bit of some interesting games getting onto the final home and aways. But we also had junior soccer, under 15s.
Good to see the under 15s back at it again.
Yeah, the Wolves program resumed on Sunday morning with the under 7s and under 10s. The under 10s start their own league next week. So we might have a little bit of news on how they're going, the four Wolves teams playing in the intra-club competition. But in WDSL under 15s, Merri Stingrays were playing against Jetty Rangers, and over in Hamilton Raiders were hosting Scott's Creek Lions under 15s. Just quickly in the junior games, we had Merri Stingrays 6 versus Jetty Rangers with only one score there in the morning. Simo, goals to Awil Malik. You were able to see some of the footage right now. Awil played well and scored 2 goals.
Yep.
Darcy Johnston is like a little rocket, little Darcy, scoring a hat-trick. Could have had a couple more too. He had some really good opportunities, but Jetty Rangers having goals, young Lucas Essenwenger at the beginning, and later it was Hartley Russell who put the gloves on again for the team.
Yep. No, Hart's doing a good job. I remember a couple of weeks back in the first part of the under 15 comp, and Hartley's did rather well in that game. So if he ever wants to give up, having a run, he can always put the gloves on because he's a very handy goalkeeper, and goalkeepers are hard to come by. No,
that's right. And Lucas obviously coming out in the second half, he gave his team a little bit more potent firepower in the forward line. His first shot, he missed the goals by that much. His second shot, he hit the post. His third shot, he hit the crossbar. So he was getting close all over the place. Lucas, he was an excellent player. Obviously the son of their coach, Hans Essenwenger there. But it wasn't to be. So Jetty Rangers scored their first goal in the second half, which was an own goal. But unfortunately, so they didn't really get on the score sheet. But Geva Atsili scored 1 for the Merri Stingrays as well to make it a 6-1 game. A few players away this week. Simon, there's been a lot of kids calling in sick. The school
could be something going around.
Yeah, school resumed this week as well. So there weren't probably as many people as they usually are getting ready. Cold mornings seem to be keeping some of the parents away. I know the kids are ready to go, but it's interesting to see what happens next week when both Wolves teams travel. I think they both travel. I'm going to double check that. Maybe one travels.
We'll have it on the bottom of the screen, the fixtures and the times,
Thanks.
etc.
Yeah, I should probably have a look at that quickly too. But in the other game, we actually don't have the scores, but I've got it on word authority that Hamilton Raiders defeated Scott's Creek Lions there at home. Not too sure of the scoreline there. The results haven't come through yet. But obviously this is week 1 of the under 15 competition for League 2. Just in summary, the League 2 competition is a separate competition to League 1, where the champions of League 1 will play the champions of League 2 in the grand final.
Yes.
So we will see what happens in the next 6 weeks. Hamilton are through as champions of League 1, correct? Yes.
We'll see what happens,
We'll see what happens. So, but yeah, Hamilton again winning. So the Stingrays and Hamilton Raiders are sitting on top of the ladder at the moment with 1 win each. followed on by Jetty Flat Rangers and Scotts Creek Lion, who are yet to record a score.
That's all right, early days, yeah.
So let me just quickly have a look at round 2. Scotts Creek Lions versus Merri Stingrays, 11:30 a.m. kickoff over in Scotts Creek.
Yeah.
And yes, in fact, it is Hamilton Raiders who are hosting Jetty Flat Rangers. So both host teams away for the round 2. So good luck to everyone involved there with junior soccer. I get messages every now and again from coaches from both clubs and Hans, and everyone seems to enjoy this competition, and we're hopefully that this will grow maybe into a 2 division comp in the next couple of years. Maybe have an under 13 competition as well to give it, because under 15s, there's a few kids playing senior soccer.
There are.
They do. They put the boots on in the morning and then later on in the afternoon. Simone?
Yep. Doubling up.
They double up.
Yeah.
And in particular, the Russell brothers. They played for Jetty Flat Rangers here at Warrnambool, and then they hopped in a car with Mum and took off to Hamilton. Play with the seniors, with the Thunderhawks. More about that game in a minute, Simone. But let's talk about the first senior game.
Seniors football.
Between Jetty Flat Rangers and Scotts Creek Lions. Simone, I've been doing all the talking. It's your turn to talk.
Turn to talk. All right, I'll have a bit of a chat. It's 1 versus 5. Jetty Flat Rangers looking to keep that steam rolling. Just keep on going and, hold on to top spot. Scotts Creek having a fair bit to play for. They're trying to grab 4th spot from a particular team. On paper, you'd probably be wanting to favour the Jetty Flat Rangers, and perhaps I'm being a little bit biased, possibly.
You don't have to be biased. Your record stands you in good stead.
Oh, good.
Big favourites for that.
Yes, so kick-off was 1 o'clock, and it didn't take long for the first goal to come along from Tom Southwell, 4th minute goal, followed then by a 26th minute goal from Steve McDonald.
You're watching some of the footage right now, viewers, and that 4th minute goal by Tommy Southwell was somehow of a surprise, but he's got a lethal low shot.
He does.
If
you give him enough space, give him enough time, he'll ping it.
He will find that. He will find that avenue into goals. And it was a nice little hit, and Tommy was pretty happy with that goal.
Yeah.
Did his little run.
Yep. Steve McDonald, 26th minute. A couple of minutes after that, we had quite. Before the 26th minute, Mr. Sutton, I apologise, 21st minute goal to you, sir, followed by Steve McDonald, 26th, 30th minute goal, then to Michael Romans. So already we have the scoreline, what, at 4?
4-zip. 4th minute, 26th minute, 30th minute, and 21st minute as well. Scott McDonald, again, what's going on with all the other teams? Stevie can't run. Come on.
Oh, well, he, as we discussed this last week actually, not the quickest man on the park, but he's got a knack of finding space, being there at the right time.
He's over there training the girls at the moment, and we dig it at Steve, but he's a very good player, very well experienced, and he knows what to do, and he actually directs his team very well.
Yes, absolutely.
He's taking the leadership role at the moment at Jetty Flat Rangers there, making sure that everyone
keep their head
in and do their jobs, more importantly.
Absolutely.
So played in the wing for most of this game, which did enough to spread the ball around and also make the park a lot wider for the runners that you have in the midfield. Yeah,
I mean, Scotts Creek Lions were really trying to push. It's just again the rock solid defence. It's just hard to get by. You've got Lee Hunter, you've got Angelo Van, you've got Rob Bevan. You had I stepped out there for a little bit just to leave. Vic Cameron was there as well.
Here comes the header, I think. This is where the header comes in. There's a clearing header coming up in some of the footage. You might be able to sync it up, but Simo down on the park. Playing in defence. And he was experienced against the youth of Scotts Creek Lion forward line with Liam Johnson and Seth Hume. You know, occasionally they get the ball at the forward line and they try to like with their own speed and try to link in with each other. But it wasn't to be this time around. But they did actually.
There's some promise there, and I think perhaps against on a different day, and perhaps against another team, or even our own team on another day, there could have been a few goals. But it just shows that Scott's Creek Lions are really starting to make strides.
Yep.
Although it didn't really get much better for him in the second half.
Well, the second half was this was a procession. But
it really was.
It was an incredible half of football where they put in another 5 goals. So, Simo, read them through.
Yeah, really quickly. Let's see if I can keep it in order. Goal-wise, we had Michael Romans, 57th minute. And before that, Bowen picking up a yellow.
Yeah, he did too.
Yeah.
It was in the 55th
minute, bit uncharacteristic, but
yeah, it was definitely a foul. Doyle was very apologetic, and also he knew he knew that he got pinned.
Yeah.
Stan Branch was the referee in that game correctly, and he pulled out a yellow for Bo, who was actually starting to walk away. Stan had to go chase him to give him the card. I don't know if you've seen this footage, but Bo put his hand up and he already was walking away, making sure he got lost in the crowd. But Stan found him.
Yeah, they plucked him out.
Yeah.
Showed him gave him got served.
His yellow, that was Bowman was second yellow for the round, interestingly enough. So, sorry, for the 12 weeks. Luckily.
Jason Sutton, 59th minute. Goal. And goal, 59th minute goal. But even before that again, we actually scored an own goal. Disappointingly, we wanted to keep the sheets clean. Did some quick research. We've only managed to keep one clean sheet this year, Carlos, and we should have perhaps made it 2, but own goal. Credit to John Miles, but my old saying, you win as a team, you lose as a team.
Yeah.
It's perhaps a bit unlucky. But
Jeremy Miles was, I think he was awarded the own goal, but somebody saw me might have been come off by one or something. But I think, own goal.
Wasn't able to get quite to it, and yeah, I'll have to give Scott's Creek something.
You were in goals then, weren't you?
I was.
Bad luck.
Yeah, no, John Miles was playing pretty well.
Such a good keeper too, shame you have to.
Yeah, well, disaster strikes for this youngish goalkeeper. We'll go through the goals really quickly though. Tom Southall, 65th minute goal, picking up a yellow card in the 70th minute. Yeah. And I think that's going to
put him out.
It's going to put him out for
the first week. Next week.
Next week.
That's Tommy's 3rd yellow.
Yeah.
So he didn't quite last
quite close,
but unlucky. Yeah, 70th minute goal. Again for a tackle of sorts. Was an interesting scenario. But Tommy Saddle, very interesting to see what happens next week.
Take a week off. Get a tan, do what you please. Jason Sutton picking up a 75th minute, making it a hat-trick. Well done, laddie. Ellen Wines getting in the action, 77th minute. And to finish things off for the team, Jason Sutton to make it 4. We'll have 4, please.
Lee Hunter gets one as well.
Does he?
Yeah.
He did 83rd minute. Sorry, Mr. Hunter. How rude of me. So, yeah, that's pretty much 11-1 win for Jetty Flat Rangers. Injury concern, myself.
Well, yes, you got knocked.
I did pick up a knock.
Come out.
I did, yeah. It was proving to be just a bit too painful. Even now it's a bit sore, better, but painkillers help. But I dare say it's a suspected bruised collarbone. So probably give myself a week, maybe more. We'll see how it happens. But John Miles is more than capable of playing in the sticks. Yeah, we've got a couple that'll be out. Tom Southall and myself, but I think we'll be okay, Carlos. I think we'll be okay.
So there you go.
Best on ground, Lee Hunter, Steve Shields and Jason Sutton for the Jetty Flat Rangers, and Seb Hill, Liam Johnson and Jamie Norton. Best for the losing team.
The Lions. So that was game 1. That win pretty much made you guys unreachable for the top 2. With you moved to 30 points. So you were 12 points clear of Thunder Hawks at that point, but they had a game to play. So they were about to start their game at 2:30 over in Hamilton, the home of the Raiders.
Raiders.
And it was a very tight game.
Yes, on paper, absolutely.
On paper.
I couldn't believe the scoreline, and you will be informed soon enough.
So the Thunderhawks travelled to Hamilton College and took a side that was depleted of Nick Johnson.
Oh.
It was depleted of Corey Grappington.
Oh.
And who else did we play? Yeah, so Tommy Fraser and Gil Malabar.
I don't like it, Carlos. I don't like it. It's,
So
that's some of their key players that are.
Some of the key players were out. In where Luke Windsor just running into the to play. Ex-Deakin Dragons player from last year.
Okay.
Very good player. So Luke has joined the Thunderhawks, giving them a 1, 2, 3. They had 11, but it looks like maybe 12. Dan essentially was on the bench. So I think that means he didn't play either. So what's going on? Not a very strong side travelling to Hamilton. Hamilton themselves were a little bit depleted. Let me just quickly have a look at. They had Anthony McFarlane,
Jordan Neese.
and Jordan Neese. He's scored a
Been
good goal.
handy goal scorer, yeah.
Yeah,
So
for them. But actually, the Raiders were pretty much
pretty
strength.
good strength side, yeah.
So Thunderhawks, Hamilton Raiders, and obviously full strength Hamilton Raiders. They get on the score sheet with Aaron McCarthy, 16th minute goal. Then again on the 80th minute to make it a brace within 2 minutes. Yeah. So the Hawks were looking down at 2-0 with less than 20 minutes of football being played.
Well, you said that, Mr. Del Rio, but in actuality, Luke Windsor.
Luke Windsor got the first goal.
Luke Windsor shot first.
Look at that. Yep. So Luke Windsor gets the 10th minute, and then they 2-1 down by the 18th. 3-1 down by the 24th. Tristan Pickering picking up a goal. And knowing Tristan would have been a fantastic goal. Tristan's a very good young player there for the Raiders, along with Arias, of course. But 3-1 at the half. So what can happen?
You'd think that Hamilton would have this wrapped up pretty handy. Lead at home, full strength.
And then they scored their fourth. So instead of the second half, with 50 minutes played the second half, they scored through Mike Parfrey, 61st minute. 60th minute.
60th minute, yep.
4-1.
4-1.
Game over.
I'd go home.
And then 61st minute, 1 minute later, Marita Hewson, the Amazonian of the Hawks, Miss Amazon 2013, scores a 61st goal, first minute goal to give the Hawks something. 4-2. And I'm not too sure what happened then, but then it becomes an arm wrestle. David Yates gets a yellow card.
Oh, Yates.
I think just in that interim, mostly because of the wet conditions. Yeah, it was very wet, very muddy. David's a very fit player, but if he miscalculates his tackles on his runs, it can be impeding, and that was what happened. Impeding from a tackle, yellow card for him, the captain. Read some more.
70th minute.
Who is
Keith Russell. 3-4.
3-4. Keith must have been running around.
He must have been absolutely running his pants off. Not literally. Keith's not that sort of lad.
He gets pretty passionate. The Russell always gets pretty passionate. His young brother was actually in goals for the Hawks for this game, pulling up the gloves for them. Yeah. So well done to Hartley as well.
3-4.
3-4.
I honestly, if I know this scoreline, 4-1, I would have probably been home from the heater. Nick Van Wingarden gets an 87th minute goal to make it a 4-4 scoreline. And that's how it ended.
It ended. The Hawks have done the unthinkable both. In 2 occasions, they have defeated Jetty Rangers one of the 2 losses so far.
Yes.
And now they've dragged a draw against the other top 2 player to making the Hamilton Raiders and only getting 1 point from a potential 3 points, which
thank you.
it's almost guaranteed the Rangers. They've definitely guaranteed the Rangers a top 2 position.
1-2 maybe, but
1-2.
we'll
Yeah,
be
mate.
number 1, baby. Number 1!
You want to be number 1? You don't get this for being number 1.
It'll come soon enough.
You get a league pennant. You get a league pennant, but in saying that, it sets you up nicely.
It does.
Puts a pressure on the other teams. And the Hawks themselves also could end up top 2. Or could end up
Oh, that'll be something, won't it?
top 4.
We'll soon find out in a few weeks.
The Hawks are in finals contention as well after that 1 point.
Just about there, yeah. Not far, you're not far at all. Best on ground, Malcolm Grimmer, Arabis McCarthy, Tristan Pickering for the Hamilton Raiders.
Yep.
And we had Josh Moutre, Nick Van Wingard and David Yates named among the best for the Thunderhawks.
Yes, so it's usually the regular bests. Well done, but quick congratulations there to Rita Houston. Fantastic, getting the ball up there, Hamilton. So amongst all their players there. So that made it interesting. The last game was played at 3 o'clock here at Harris Street Reserve between Deakin Dragons, currently sitting in 6th position, versus Merri Stingrays, sitting on 4th. And they would have stayed 4th anyway, whatever the result was going to be, because the Squirrel Creek Lions lost to your team.
Yes.
So, on paper, I don't know what goes on paper anymore.
Well, on paper, you didn't really have much on paper.
My team were actually looking at forfeiting at 1 point.
Was it that?
We were very depleted. We welcomed back Mark Grasser into a team, and we had to call on our young fellow who made a debut for us a couple of weeks ago, Awal Malik, to come and play. And I must say, Awal, you played a fantastic game for us. And
Absolutely.
that's it was.
Keep going.
You were fantastic. 12-year-old kid, putting on the boots for the Stingrays. He can play.
Yep.
I've told all my players, watch this kid. This kid can play. We're just going to make sure that we support him around him, and he did. And yours truly had to go in goals.
How about that? That's pretty dire, folks. It's pretty dire when you've got to have this guy here. I mean, you're capable. I'll give him some credit. He's capable, but it's pretty dire when you have to get this guy into the gloves.
I must say, I'd rather play on the pitch, but
Missing a few decks. No Nigel, no Millsy, no
Deggers,
no Austin.
no Austin. So I'm the
No Engen.
the fifth goalie from our team. So I had to put the gloves on. And listen, I didn't think I played a bad game, except maybe I gave away 3 goals. And I gave the first one away to Elijah Kettle in the 6th minute from a goal kick, straight at his feet.
Yeah, there's a little bit of footage here. Got a few of the goals,
Have you?
a few of
Okay.
the mishaps and goalies.
And listen, our ground was very muddy. Very hard to get into.
Yeah, we
the
kind
goal
of
kicks.
turned it up and chopped it up pretty good. It must be said so.
So it wasn't obviously the Dragons putting a bit of forward pressure that way. Elijah Kettle, 6-minute goal, but then Timmy White, 32nd minute. I gave it to him as well. This time from a throw.
Yeah.
Actually, just to let you know, I am carrying a pretty bad injury, and Simo talked about it on Facebook. At half time, I had to get Mortaring all over my shoulder and stuff.
No, it's the shoulder injuries are the absolute pits.
So, but that didn't excuse my poor form. So
Remember,
apologies to the lads.
loses a team.
39th minute, Aiden Lyon, cracking goal, I must say. Took on Ishu Panda, one-on-one, my fullback, and just got past him and put it just to the side of me to score 39 million goals. And the Dragons are 3-0 up. I don't think they've been 3-0 up ever in their short history.
Like that, no.
And they were celebrating big time. They were celebrating big time. They should because they play a fantastic game. Kudos to Elijah, Chris Bellman. keeping their back line.
Solid defence,
Solid
absolutely
defence.
solid fullback.
With a lot of pressure on the Stingrays, I would say. We actually did play a lot of this game on their half. We did, in particular in the first half, but the second half was a different story altogether, where it wasn't just the majority of the game. I was going to say it's probably much, 90% of the game. But they held us. They held us. We scored a 44th minute goal through number 8, Taff, wearing Austin's shirt, who was filling in for us, to make it 3-1 at the half. So we had to regroup. We regrouped.
Didn't really work.
But we couldn't get a goal.
No. 8 line.
8 line.
Settle it.
85th
minute.
85th minute, and game over. Checkmate to Dragons.
Well, what have they done?
They've done a 5-4 win against us.
Yes.
They lost 0-9 in round 7, and now they've beaten us 4-1.
Yes.
So that was definitely a checkmate to the Dragons, which moved them to 9 points.
And that's going to make things unbelievably interesting in the race for that final spot.
It is.
I think it's fair to say that third is probably going to be snapped up by the Thunderhawks. It's just a matter of when, but you can't help but feel they've probably got it. But fourth spot
It's up for grabs.
is up for grabs, and there's only 1 point separating 3 teams. It's just the goal difference that's sort of making it interesting, but even if you get 1 extra point on the other team, that's all you need.
So what happens now? Anyway, best man
Best
for the
round.
Dragons.
Yeah, Chris Bellman, of course, Aiden White and Tim White for the Deakin Dragons, while Sam Blackburn, Awal Malik and Ishmael Rapunga.
So yeah, 12-year-old player. Congratulations, named him the best. He did play a great game there. Kudos to Tolga Merri as well. He was leading, making sure the youngsters had that support from our team. And Ish Rapunga, another solid player he is.
Yes.
Like I said, the second half was probably played in the Deakin defensive half for probably about 40 minutes of that half, and within 5 minutes they get a very good goal through Aiden. They had another opportunity actually where they could have had another one, but he hit the post, came off. We were lucky that way, but the damage was done. Dragons in 6 points. Sammy Blackburn again played a really good strong game too, so named in the best for the Stingrays. So the table now reads Jetty Rangers on 30 points, Hamilton Raiders on 28, Thunderhawks 19. Merri Stingrays hold on to the 4th position through goal difference at the moment, just above Scott's Creek Lions, who are also on 10 points, and
Deakin Dragons
on 9. So it makes round 13 one of the most critical rounds of that season.
We have got some very good fixtures coming up.
We
We
do.
have our boys against Thunderhawks looking to really make the first position out, I think, and Thunderhawks wanting 3rd spot, absolutely, just want it snapped up and
It is.
done.
It is.
So that'll be that game. We'll have, I think, Hamilton and Merri Stingrays.
You've got those 2 last games. So Jetty Rangers meeting Thunderhawks here at 1 PM at Harris Street Reserve. Corangamite Lions, Scotts Creek Lions
Scotts Creek Lions and Stingrays.
meeting the Stingrays.
My apologies.
For that, this is the critical game. And then Hamilton Raiders with Deakin Dragons. Can the Dragons pull something out? It's a big ask.
It's a big ask.
But now that they've got a goal, they've got a finals.
Takes a goal and they know that there's something there.
They're chasing finals, something could happen. And they've been proven before the travelling teams can get something out of Hamilton recently.
Yes.
So that's it for round 13. Just in summary before we go, Liverpool versus Melbourne victory. Last week we had the A-League All-Stars versus Manchester United. What a fantastic game that was, and we're looking forward to a similar atmosphere and game here at the MCG. And interestingly enough, we're going to have a Wolves representative at half time.
Just coming off hot the press today.
So Simon, if we get this on YouTube before Wednesday, which I don't think is going to happen, but we're going to congratulate to young Cameron Jennings.
Well done, buddy.
He's representing the Wolves at the MCG at half time, running in there for some activities. Cameron plays for Merri Stingrays under 15s, but also puts the gloves on for the Deakin Dragons.
Yes.
So he's one of these kids that loves his soccer, loves this game. He's just come off the plane from Sydney after watching Manchester United. He's gone, and he's now won a ticket or been selected to be at the game with Liverpool too. So congratulations, Cameron.
Hopefully we'll have a little bit of footage from
the match. I'll see if I can get some footage of the match if I can. What's going on there? But I'm saying that's it for us. Round 13 is coming up, and round 2 for the juniors. Similar.
It is.
One last
word. One thing I will say really quickly, you did ask me how you say goodbye to Tagalog in Filipino
yes.
last week. I was absolutely
Bye
packing
bye.
myself. It is. It's Tagalish, or a mixture of English and Tagalog, or Tagalog being the language we speak in the Philippines. So,
okay.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.